What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. I want to speak on this Will Smith situation. He did an interview, basically a tell-all type interview where he went into the depths of his marriage. What's very interesting about the timing is that I did a video the other day about Jada Pinkett Smith. I'll link it in the description box. And I spoke about how she was unhappy being in the confines of a marriage, but she won't divorce Will Smith because there are benefits to her still being connected to him and not being not connected to him, where there's an area where he can just go off and get into a new relationship and you still don't have that. I mean, the connection, they could still be cool, but you know, the package deal is what Jada Pinkett prefers. And Will Smith basically confirmed some things that I pretty much have known, and that the reason why this marriage is not conventional is because of Jada Pinkett Smith and her not being comfortable in a monogamous relationship, people. So basically, according to him, we're gonna get into it in this article, Will Smith basically is trying to take the heat off of his wife, Jada Pinkett, who constantly reminds everybody why she's unhappy, but she's happy to be married. Yeah, right. So he talks about how basically they had different upbringings, and because of her upbringing, she did not really care for a monogamous relationship. I told y'all the majority of these women today do not want monogamous relationships. No, they do not. They will throw cheating in the face of a man when the relationship is over. Okay? But what they're not going to tell you is that they were cheating too. Okay? You see, they think the cheating label only supposed to apply to men when there's just as many women cheating as men. Most women don't respect monogamous relationships. They don't. And I think Will Smith found that out years after being in a marriage with her, that she ain't comfortable with that. She want options. And Will Smith is like, you know what? Okay, then I have options too. And I do think that Jada Pinkett does not want to see Will Smith go off and get into a relationship with a younger, attractive woman who's probably going to be Caucasian. So she would prefer to just keep him as long as she can and prevent him from wifing up a younger, more attractive woman, because that's where he's going to go. She knows this. So she's hanging on even though she wants out. We're going to get into this article. Monogamy is dead, people. Now, let me just say this too. People are going to say, well, Jay, these are celebrities. Well, we all know married people in our lives that have cheated on each other. So no, it ain't just celebrities. Let's see. Jada Pinkett Smith was the only one who have an entanglement. Will Smith is addressing the long-standing rumors that he and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith have an open marriage. In his November GQ cover story, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star admits their relationship began with monogamy, but then it evolved. Jada never believed in conventional marriage. Jada had family members that had an unconventional relationship, so she grew up in a way that was very different than how I grew up, Smith explained to the magazine. You know what's funny about that, Will, is that type of conversation has never come up. Jada Pinkett Smith has never done a red table talk and talked about how Will Smith, he's still, he's dealing with all these other women and these entanglements that he's been in, and let's talk about your situation. No, it's always been about her. So obviously she wasn't bothered by what Will was doing, maybe because it wasn't public. But that August Alsina situation went public. It did. It made Will look bad. There are people who are commenting on the GQ cover photo of Will Smith, and they're commenting on how he looks like he's aged about 10 years since that whole, red table talk showdown between her and Will, man. He even has admitted that he's tired, but he wants to keep his family together. There was significant endless discussions about what is relationship perfection. And for the large part of our relationship, monogamy was what we chose, not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection. The King Richard star explained that he and the Gotham alum have given each other trust and freedom within their union. Because of them, marriage can't be a prison. This is why I'm not a fan of marriage, because you're going to get into a marriage that somebody's going to want monogamy. Somebody's going to want monogamy. And if they're not getting monogamy, they're going to be pissed. They're going to be angry. But Will is saying, you know what? Marriage shouldn't be a prison. We should be able to date other people outside of the relationship. Tell most of these women that. You see, women are okay with this if they are allowed to have outside relationships. But with you, oh no. And they better not hear about it if you are. I don't suggest our role for everybody. I don't suggest this role for anybody, he noted, but the experiences, that the freedoms that we've given one another and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love. Will Smith, who's 53, also acknowledged that his wife's entanglement with August Alsina made it seem like she was the only one to have an extramarital affair, but that was not. Smith delicately explained, to me, in fact, the case. The author of the piece noted, the public has a narrative that is impenetrable, said Smith, who is also set to release his memoir Will in November. So he's releasing a book. Once the public decides something is difficult to impossible to dislodge the photos and ideas and perceptions. In July of 2020, the couple who married in 1997 revealed they have been secretly separated when she had her tryst with Alsina. But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. If you and Jada was separated, then that's not an entanglement. Then your relationship is not open. If she got with August Alsina while you were separated, then she wasn't. Then that marriage really isn't as open as you're saying. An open marriage is when you both are dealing with other people while still married and you both know about it. Maybe not every detail, but both of you knew who August Alsina was. The guy was around you. Didn't he stay with you? But y'all were separated? Were you living somewhere else and she was August, it was just her and August at the house? When she would go to events with August, it didn't look very obvious that something may have been going on? I don't see Will Smith photograph going on dates and events with other women. But there are photos of her, Jada Pinkett Smith, and August Alsina together as if they were a couple. But they're saying they were separated. Okay. Okay, sure. We did everything we could. We did everything we could to get away from each other, only to realize that's not possible, Jada told Will during their red table talk. Will then joked about supporting his wife through her transgressions, leading Jada to say, I actually don't look at it as transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself, and I was really able to confront a lot of emotional immaturity and emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. Do y'all see how this is designed to make Jada Pinkett look good? Listen, man. So you mean to tell me that the relationship is open? You and Jada doing you. So that situation with August Alsina, was that a situation where y'all broke up? Did you know that a guy that was spending time with both of you might have been laying pipe to your wife? Because you didn't divorce, so that was your wife. Why? How come we don't hear about the transgressions of Will Smith and his situation? Everything is about Jada Pinkett Smith. That's why people are focusing in. They're focusing in on Jada Pinkett Smith because Jada Pinkett Smith makes a very big deal out of her finding healing, out of her being able to mature at 50 years old, at her being able to find happiness. That is why Jada Pinkett Smith is a topic of conversation, people. It is not because she's being targeted. It is because she's complaining about this situation with Will Smith and how she still needs to find herself at 50 years old, looking for healing. It's like, okay, what are you healing from? This is a woman that had an addiction to having relations. She had a relation addiction. You know what that tells me? It tells me she went butt wild in that marriage, and Will, there may be things he knows and things he doesn't know that she hasn't told him. I'm pretty sure she hasn't told Will everything. So again, people, I'm one of those type of people that are willing to look at this situation, and I'm willing to say, you know what? Okay, Will Smith is still standing up for his wife, right? He doesn't want her to look bad, but bro, these women are out here doing them, and when it suits them, they will talk about how it wasn't a transgression. We were broken up. How come every time one of these women deal with other men while she's married to somebody else, they always broke up? You know what? I will say this about Will Smith. I will give him credit. At least he got over that quote unquote transgression. Even though I would have left her, because I'm like, okay, it's clear that she's unhappy. I need to go. You look at Gabrielle Union. Even though her and Dwayne Wade broke up, she's still holding a grudge against the woman he cheated. No, he didn't cheat. The woman that he slept with while he was broken up with her. We don't even know how long they was broken up. And she had a kid. He had a kid outside of that situation, even though they were broken up. And that was 7 years ago. And Gabrielle Union still has not gotten over it. It wasn't like D Wade introduced this woman to Gabrielle. They all lived together. They were all friends. That's what Jada Pinkett Smith did with August Alsina. He was brought into the family as if he was a friend, as if he was somebody that they were all cool with. That's how she presented it. If she had a side situation, she should have kept it as a side situation. But it was not. She brought him around the family. Will Smith accepted that. That's why people see it as a transgression. But those are just my thoughts, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. We would like to hear what y'all have to say. Like the video, share it. See you on the next one.